So the first question we've got is, if I understand it correctly, the assessor that is responsible for assessing energy efficiency in a new building is also responsible for assessing the ventilation system?
No, so we have another system of ventilation inspectors, and they're making up the ventilation performance report, and the energy assessor should use the ventilation report to report on the ventilation that is installed in the system. So the ventilation is taken into account in the energy performance of the building, because it's also taken into account the indoor air climate in the building. But the energy assessor should base his assessment on what is provided by the ventilation reporter. So it's two different people, could be the same, but it's not necessarily the same person doing this job.
Okay, thank you. Is there an annual proficiency test or annual audit for assessors in Belgium?
I don't think so, but we are doing 10% of checks on site. So we check in 10% of the measurements or inspections that are done on ventilation system, who is doing the measurements, what devices are used, are they still calibrated, and is it reported in a reliable way? Do they really report what they have measured? So that we do in 10%, and we see them at least once a year. So these are the rules we as a quality or quality certification body should respect.
Then we have a question, how do you guarantee energy performance certificate, class A with new buildings, with extract mechanical ventilation without heat recovery? Is this not an implicit default solution for ventilation to be in accordance with EPBD energy efficiency requirements? And I think we already got an answer that this is not required in EPBD, the heat recovery, and that it depends on the efficiency depends on climate. Do you want to complete this answer?
I'm just rereading the question.
Yes. So we are here with the answer.
No, I agree. Heat recovery is not required or mandatory in Flanders or in Belgium even. It's very can be depending on the climate, and you can have also efficient ventilation system by using demand controlled ventilation systems. So that is, we see if there's no it's not mandatory, but what we see in practice is that if there is no heat recovery, most of the systems have a very efficient demand-controlled ventilation system.
Okay, thank you. If the building is naturally ventilated, how did you calculate the airflow? Also, can we find these documents in English or not?
I don't think they're available in English. That's the easy part of the question. Naturally ventilated or components that use natural pressure differences, it's defined for pressure difference of 2 pascals or 10 pascals. What is the airflow through it? So it's not measured, it's calculated based on product data that is available in the database.
Okay. For mechanical ventilation, do you measure the noise levels? Do you take the ventilation effectiveness into account? For example, during summertime, the ventilation effectiveness is probably much lower than 1.
No, we do not measure the noise level, and we do not take into account the ventilation effectiveness, as it is very difficult to estimate or to really evaluate. But good suggestions, we will pass it through the authorities that it might be interesting to do these two things as well.